Don't get the idea that you can just wait 5 years, look at a profile, 5 years later, go over and meet her and get married like this gentleman's doing, because normally it does not work out that way. To share something with you that happened yesterday, and I thought it was really interesting, and some of you I think can learn from this because I get questions regarding this from time to time, so I thought I'd do a quick blog about it today. So we had a client that came into the office yesterday, a great guy, and he was talking with one of our staff members about how to proceed with a fiance visa. He had met someone through our service, and that in and of itself is not that unusual. We have guys all the time asking us about that, but what was interesting was when I walked out and I met him, he thanked me for helping to change his life, which was wonderful. That's what we do this for, and I love when that happens. But he also told me his story, which I thought was really, really interesting. He had seen a profile of a woman on our site 5 years ago. And he had been looking at that profile off and on for the last 5 years. He never wrote her a letter, he never tried to contact her, but he was just looking at the profile and finally decided he was going to go over and try and meet this woman. So I actually went to one of our office, or the foreign office, and asked if he could actually have an introduction with this particular woman. And they tried to contact the woman, they were having problems contacting her. So they actually sent a taxi driver to her residence to see if they could find her for him that way. And they actually did. And then they subsequently set up the meeting with the two of them. And from there, it led to the fiance visa that he's going to be filing now. And that is just such a neat story. I thought that was really neat that he had been looking at this woman for 5 years. Now, guys, don't get the idea that you can just wait 5 years, look at a profile, 5 years later, go over and meet her and get married like this gentleman's doing, because normally it does not work out that way. And you don't want to wait 5 years if you can help it. But what is interesting is I get a lot of guys that will call and ask about, a profile that's been on for a while. This profile might have been on the site for 2, 3, 4 years. Why is it still on the site? Well, because she hasn't met anyone yet, and it's definitely possible that she may still be interested in meeting someone. We try to update the site as much as possible. We call the women constantly. We're, either for socials or for gifts or for express mail, whatever the reason is. And when we find women that are no longer interested, of course, we take them off. But there are women that have been on the site for well over, 2, 3 years, who are still actively seeking that person. So when you go to the site and you're looking at profiles, I know that we add new profiles every week, and that's great. But there are profiles on there that have lower ID numbers that still may very well be active, and it's something that you don't want to just ignore, because if this client would have said, no, this has never happened, I know I've been looking at it for 5 years, but this is never going to happen for me. Well, he finally took the initiative to go over and try and meet her, and he did, and it was successful. He was in our office talking about how we helped him to change his life, and he's now going to be filing for the fiance visa. You just never know when and where it can happen. And I say that to men all the time, and to women when I'm over there, is that you have to put yourself in a position for success. You have to be able to actually go and do it to make it happen. Otherwise, it'll never happen. Now, it's no guarantee that if you go over, you're going to find the person like he did and things are going to fall into place and you're going to move forward with the fiance visa. Of course, no one can guarantee that. But if you don't at least make the effort to make something happen, then I can absolutely guarantee you that nothing's going to happen for you. So, I was really proud of him that he actually finally went over and did it, although I did give him a little bit of a hard time for taking so long and waiting 5 years to do it. Now, he did have some things going on in his life in between those years, and I understand that. We all just can't jump on a plane, fly over, and try to meet the love of our lives. I know we'd love to, but, there are financial constraints, time constraints, all kinds of different pressures on us that prevent us from doing those things. But if you do get the opportunity, just know that we're here to help you in whatever capacity that may be, whether it's the group tour, the individual, the club, whatever it is. We have a program designed for anyone, no matter what their needs are. A lot of guys like to go with the full group. A lot of guys would rather go individually. And there's somewhere in the middle there with our clubs. So no matter what you're looking for, we have a program designed for it, and we will give you plenty of support regardless of what offers you go to. All right. So again, congratulations to this gentleman who came in. I think it's wonderful, and hopefully we'll have him on in the blog here soon, so he can share his story with you personally. All right. All right. Until next time, guys. Thank you.
All over the world as they take a trip and find their future brides. Want to learn more? Check out our website, acapulcowomen.com. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. Then click on the notice bell to get